It's quality time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream for Watchalong of the qualifying session for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Before starting the stream, if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and give the stream a like. So, yeah, 5 minutes until the pit lane is open and the cars rush out onto the track for the first part of qualifying, that is Q1. But interestingly, in the meantime between practice and qualifying, there had been a Formula 2 race, but more importantly, there was some rain. And to spice the things up, it was quite heavy. At the moment, it's not raining, the skies are clear, but I think the qualifying should begin on intermediate tires. So, yeah, in all the three free practice sessions this weekend, we have had dry running like in FP1, FP2 and FP3. The running was on dry conditions. Even in FP1, some drivers were saying it was the hottest, like the warmest FP1 session. So yeah, it will be interesting to see, do the teams have the data for the wets. Time will say that. We have 4.5 minutes until qualifying one begins, and the favorites for taking pole in qualifying at the moment are McLaren. The FP3 result, the session which was 2 hours earlier, are Norris P1 and Piastri P2. That means the McLaren team have got something here this weekend. They have been rapid since the start of this weekend, but in FP3 they were at the peak of the performance. Norris P1 and Piastri P2. Max Verstappen was P3, and as you can see on the screens at the moment, we can see the time differential between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris from the best laps in FP3 sorry, and on the screen you can clearly see that in almost all the parts of the track, Lando Norris has been dominating Max Verstappen this weekend. So I will say the McLarens are the favorites for taking the pole position today. I won't even be surprised if it's a 1-2 for McLaren in qualifying session. So 3.5 minutes until qualifying resumes, and at the moment I think no one is watching the stream, which is quite great, but I'll still go on and comment it. So yeah, be sure to like and subscribe to the stream. 3.5 minutes until qualifying begins, and just a run through to the FP3 results. It was Norris, Piastri, Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Ricciardo, Albon, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda and Hamilton rounding up the top 10. Talking about Mercedes, if I have taken Hamilton's name, Mercedes have been struggling quite a bit this weekend. They were quite rapid in Silverstone last weekend. I thought that they will be quick this weekend as well, because we all know from the past 2 seasons, the Hungaroring suits the Mercedes car quite a lot, and we all know 2022 it was an unexpected pole position for George Russell. 2023, an unexpected pole for Lewis Hamilton. So I thought they'll be quick this weekend as well. They can still even be quick, but at the moment the signs don't seem to be good for Mercedes as they are fourth and 10th fastest in practice. Yes, I know it's practice, but still, from the looks of the car, from the handling, from the driver feedback, I think Mercedes might be the third fastest car this weekend after McLaren being the fastest, Max being second fastest, Mercedes the third, and Ferrari a very close fourth fastest. So the official live stream has begun, and the drivers should be on track in just a few minutes time. In the meantime, if you are new to this channel, then please don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. It really helps and motivates me a lot. So it's Hungaroring, the round 13 of qualifying here at Budapest. Quite an iconic track, Hungaroring, and there have been mostly the winners for this race have been from the front row. So pole or at least the front row is absolutely the key for drivers today. And the hot shot for pole position is Lando Norris. At the moment, weather conditions on track, it's raining. 24 degree the air temperature and 29 degree the track temperature. Quite lower this weekend. We all know in FP1 and FP2 the temperatures were even nearer to 50 degrees Celsius. So cooler conditions, and me being a Mercedes fan, it's time to be hyped because we all know Mercedes is quite fast in wet conditions, or to be honest, in cooler conditions. We all saw that in Silverstone where they were quite rapid. We all saw that in Canada as well. So cooler conditions, Mercedes pole incoming. As a Mercedes fan though, yeah. 1.5 minutes left until the drivers are on track. The conditions at the moment are cloudy, so don't expect the logged water to dry out very soon. It is not as wet as to be a wet running, but I will say it might be interest to start the session. 50 seconds and the pit lane is open. Before the start of the qualifying, do share your predictions in the live chat. Who will be on pole, front row, and the drivers knocked out in Q1. According to me, knocked out in Q1s will be both the Alpines. They have been struggling a lot this weekend. Maybe Sargent. Joe should be a hot candidate, but we all know he performs quite well around this track, so won't particularly say him to be out in Q1. But yeah, time will say that as 30 seconds remain until the pit lane is open. And here we focus on Lando Norris, who was absolutely quick in practice, and he has been quick throughout the whole weekend. FP1, FP2, FP3, he has been in the groove, in the mark. I think in FP2 he was even 2.5 tenths faster than the nearest car. So yeah, it's the pit lane is now open and the drivers should start tumbling on the track in a few minutes time, because we all know the drivers don't prefer coming on the track as instantly after the pit lane is open. So yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the pit lane is now open. As I was saying at the start of the stream, that I think the session must start on intermediate tires because of wet conditions, but the team's computers had different plans, and that all the drivers are coming out of the pits on a set of a brand new soft tires. So that's interesting. Don't expect the times to be much faster because the track is still damp, but I would say around the end of Q1, and I think throughout this whole session the track might ramp up and we might see times getting faster and faster and faster. Jason says go Lewis. You said the words from my heart, mate. I'm also supporting Lewis Hamilton. Cooler conditions, Hamilton masterclasses Hungaroring incoming. But realistically speaking, I will say Lando Norris is favored by a country mile for taking pole position today. drivers out of the track. And yeah, so as I said, as the track conditions are wet but the drivers are on slick tires, so as soon as the session progresses, we have 16 minutes left in this session. So as soon as the session progresses, we will see the track lap times getting faster and faster, because we all know these Formula 1 tires work the best in warmer conditions, not particularly too warm like Qatar, but still decent warm conditions. But as I said, the track temperature and the air temperature are quite cold today, so tires might take some time to get up to temperature, and we might see some slower lap times, then the times ramping up to somewhere around, I will say the pole time should be somewhere around 1 minute 16 or a lower 1 minute 17, as Kevin Magnussen is the first driver who is out on track setting a fast lap. In the meantime, thank you very much everyone who are tuned into the stream. It really means a lot to me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. As I have said in my previous streams as well, I am on a mission to plant a tree for every 100 subscribers I gain. So till now I have planted numerous trees, and when I gain the 6,000 subscriber, I will be again planting a tree. So your support will really mean a lot to me. As Hulkenberg crosses the line and sets a lap time of 1 minute 20.5, much slower than the practice. In practice, the lap times were somewhere close around the 1 minute 17. So yeah, as I said, cooler track conditions, the tires might take time to shoot. As here, Kevin Magnussen sets the lap time of 1 minute 19.3. So as I said, the lap time is getting faster and faster. Zhou Guanyu sets the lap time 120.0. And as we can see here from the driver's visor's eye cam, the track is still quite wet. There is water. Okay, so Oscar Piastri's radio, the engineer is informing Piastri that there might be some rain in upcoming times, so all the teams would like to set their laps as soon as possible, because we all know if it rains, then the track will be wet, and if the track is wet, so the slick tires won't be of any use, and the intermediate tires are definitely slower than the slick tires. So the drivers who set the lap time in the dry conditions will definitely be much more faster than the lap times in the wet conditions. So yeah, that's the reason, as I said, you can see all 20 drivers on track at the moment. And at the moment, who is fastest? It's Logan Sargent, the man from America, the Hawk, the Logie Bear is fastest, as Oscar Piastri improves his lap time, goes even quicker, somewhere around 2 times faster than Logan Sargent. Carlos Sainz, boy oh boy, take a look at Carlos Sainz's lap. He's absolutely flying at the moment. Here is Carlos Sainz. As he crosses the line, Carlos Sainz sets a lap time of, oh my god, he's absolutely flying here, Carlos. 1 minute 17.2, 2 times faster than Oscar Piastri. But Lewis Hamilton, Lewis is fastest in sector 1, Hamilton fastest in sector 2. It's coming. Hamilton on top. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Come on, Lewis. Come. A tenth and a half faster than Carlos Sainz in sector 2. Lewis Hamilton rounding out the final few corners. It's gonna be provisional. It's gonna be fastest. Come on, Lewis. Lewis, boy, you can do it. Lewis Hamilton round the penultimate corner and now rounds the final corner. Lewis Hamilton goes quickest. Though it's the first laps of Q1, I know, but as a Mercedes fan, I'm happy, over the moon. As I said at the start of the stream, if you guys have already tuned in, I was optimistic. Cooler conditions and Hamilton goes well around this track. I said Hamilton pole incoming, though it's quite early. Where is Max? It's yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag sector 1. I'll inform you guys. Who's off? I think it's Sargent. I think Sargent has ran wide into turn 1, but no damage done there. It should be green flag quite soon. But as we see, Lewis Hamilton at the moment after the first runs in Q1 is fastest. Come on. Yes, Hamzect. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I know as a Formula 1 commentator I need to be unbiased, but as a Lewis fan, and the reason I'm Lewis fan is he's the my first memory of Formula 1. So There's surely some partiality there, but yeah, surely a Lewis fanboy like Matt from Matt P1 Tom is a Charles Leclerc fanboy. As here we see George Russell rounding out the final corner and goes P11. So Russell not finding the lap time his teammate Lewis Hamilton has does. 10 minutes left in the Q1 session. 11 minutes left in the Q1 session. Lewis Hamilton, the man from Stevenage, is quickest. Carlos Sainz, who was quick in practice too, but I thought it was just a practice glory runs from Ferrari, is in P2. So the Ferraris definitely seem to be quick this weekend. Oscar Piastri P3, Lando Norris P4, Logan Sargent. Boy oh boy, don't you see an unexpected name in the top 5? Don't you see an unexpected name in the top 5? Logie Bear is 5th, out qualifying at the moment Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. As here Fernando Alonso goes 4th fastest. 9th is Alex Albon, 10th is Esteban Ocon. Oh, Logan crashed. Oh my, oh my, oh my. As I was saying that there was yellow flags in turn 1, I thought it was all okay. But here I am praising Logan Sargent and there he goes into the wall. But all okay. He has put the car into reverse and is now tumbling his way around the pits. Max Verstappen is on a good lap. He's purple sector 2 but is matching Lewis Hamilton in both the sectors. Charles Leclerc crosses the line, goes 9th fastest, is still around 8 tenths slower than Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen rounding out the final corner. Please don't be quicker. Please don't be quicker. But he should be technically quicker because the track is ramping up. Max Verstappen goes 3rd. Still Lewis Hamilton is the quicker of all at the moment. I think it's starting to rain because I definitely see some watermarks on the glass here. So if the drivers don't set the lap times very quickly, then the drivers that should be knocked out will be Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou, Hülkenberg and Gasly. Still, there are 9 minutes left in this qualifying session. But as I said, that so what I said I forgot even. Yeah, as I said, as it started raining, so the dry tires will be much more quicker than the intermediate tires. So all the drivers in the knockout zone will be trying to set the laps as soon as possible so that they are out of that Q1 elimination mark. As here Pierre Gasly rounds the final corner and moves up into P11. So great lap there for Pierre Gasly. He's currently out of danger. His teammate Esteban Ocon, who is P13, is currently on a good lap as well. So currently the drivers at risk are Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou and Hülkenberg. George Russell, who is at risk, is currently 14th but is on a good lap. Personal best sector 1, still 10th and a half slower than Lewis Hamilton, but that's fine. All the drivers need to do at the moment is get out of Q1, get out of Q2 and then it's the Q3. That's the main deal and that sets the grid for Sunday's race. But yeah, as a Lewis fanboy, I agree I'm a Lewis fanboy, but still I love Formula 1 more than anything else. But as a Lewis fanboy, seeing that name P1 week in week out is quite a relief to my heart because 2021 and 2022 were real pain, and I know how I survived those traumatic seasons where Lewis Hamilton was nowhere near the top spots. But yeah, seeing that name back on top is quite good. As we focus on Russell's lap, he comes into the pits. He makes a mistake into sector 2 and aborts his lap, so Russell into the pits is currently 14th and safe, but not for long. As I said, if it rains, he's safe, but if it doesn't rain and the track ramps up, he might be at the cusp of elimination here. So definitely Russell needs to set a fast lap as soon as possible. Lando Norris improving his lap time, currently sitting in 6th place. I expected McLarens to be much more quicker in this condition because we all know when it's like somewhat at the edge of the dry and the wet weather conditions, McLaren are always the quickest team and quickest by a country mile. But here the McLarens don't seem to have that same amount of pace as they had in the practice sessions. Lando Norris doesn't improve his lap time. Charles Leclerc crosses the line, improves his lap time, but quite minor and moves up to P8. So first runs are totally done and the teams, I think, oh, it's yellow flag sector 2. I think someone's off. Someone's off. Is Perez off? Oh my god. Oh my god. Sergio Perez has crashed. It's agony. Agony for Perez again. As soon as I saw the yellow flag, I hoped, please, please don't be Perez. Please don't be Perez. Sergio Perez, who has been out of Q3 in the three of the last five races, has crashed into the barrier and is out of the session. The car is heavily damaged. Perez currently is in P9, but I don't think if it dries out his time will be safe. Here I think it's turn 8. Sergio Perez, it's fine. No, it's sorry, turn 6. Turn 7, turn 8 chicane, we all know. The track is quite wet. It's all good. It's all good. Turn, oh, he spins it into turn 9. A bit too snap from the front, spins into the barrier, and it's all over for Sergio Perez in qualifying. I think he might make out of Q1 here because the lap time set from Perez is quite good, and the rain has started to fall down here, so he might be safe, but still, it's misery. It's misery for the man from Mexico. That's pain. That's really pain for Sergio Perez. Oh my, as I said, it's Perez who has crashed and is out of this qualifying session. Let's take a look again. It's turn 7 and turn 8, the chicane. It's turn 8, turn 9, sorry. And then into turn 10, I think it turns a bit early and underestimates the grip that the track had at the moment and just spins off into the barriers. And now that's a big headache for the Red Bull team. That's definitely a big headache for the Red Bull team because we all know McLaren and Mercedes, not Ferrari, they were quick, but at the moment McLaren and Mercedes are catching up to Red Bull in the constructor standings. Max Verstappen, with his brilliance, is keeping ahead in the driver standings, and even if he crash, even if he doesn't win, he is extending his championship lead week in week out. We all know in Austria he crashed with Lando Norris, but still extended his lead. In Silverstone, he didn't win, was P2, but still extended his lead. So Max Verstappen is running clear in the driver standings, but the main headache that Red Bull are having here is Sergio Perez and his poor form. It's not even some kind of form, it's the worst form of any Formula 1 driver you might have ever witnessed. And it started raining. So I think the pecking order should stay as it is, and the drivers that should be knocked out are Ricardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou, and unfortunately Hulkenberg, who had been very rapid in the past few races, but wrong place at the wrong time and should be knocked out, I will say. Still, there is few time. Oh man, there is no one watching. Unfortunately, Hulkenberg, who had been man, please, someone watch. There's absolutely no one watching this stream at the moment, only one people, and that's me. Oh, there's someone. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned because if no people watching and commentating is quite frustrating. So, yeah. Yeah, back to qualifying. It's 6.5 minutes left in the qualifying session at the moment, but Sergio Perez, the man who has the highest risk of losing his race seat for next season, has crashed yet again and should make it out of Q1 easily because it has started raining at the track. It has stopped now, but the rain in the past few minutes was quite heavy to cause some water logging on track, and I think the lap times won't improve from here on, but he should make it out of Q1, but should start the race from 15th, which is not what Red Bull want from him. Yeah, as I was saying, Sergio Perez has the highest probability of starting the race from 15th unless someone even else crashes out or has a penalty. But this is not what Red Bull expect from Sergio, right? Red Bull want a driver who is right behind Max Verstappen and protecting him from the light. Oh, so Q1 will begin in 3 minutes time. The session should resume in 3 minutes time. But as I was saying, Red Bull are not looking for a driver who is scoring a point or two. They want a driver who is at least constantly within touching distance of Max Verstappen. Yeah, Red Bull don't want a driver who is like challenging Max Verstappen, because we all know the clear number one at the Red Bull team is Max Verstappen. We don't want a driver who is like Sergio Perez, who is like nowhere crashing every weekend. They want a solid driver who at least backs up other drivers when Verstappen is leading, or at least Verstappen is second or third. Because we all know the pack is closing up. Mercedes have caught up to Red Bull. The McLarens have caught up to Red Bull. Ferraris are in sometimes in the mix as well. So I would say at the moment Red Bull is definitely not the quickest car. It Max Verstappen who is stretching the car along and scoring some great results. But Red Bull definitely needs to sort the driver issue now, because if the form from Perez continues, I think the gap between McLaren and Red Bull at the moment in constructor standings is somewhere around 60-70 points. But if if the form from Perez continues as it is at the moment, he should be in danger, because we all know, as much as F1 is a drivers championship, the teams care a lot about the constructors championship as well, because there's a lot of money, and when I say a lot of money, it's like tens and millions of dollars that are lost because of P1 or P2's difference. So Red Bull, there have been some rumors that Red Bull get enough money from Perez's sponsor that even if they lose P1 in the constructors championship, they won't lose a huge amount of money. But what about the stats? What about the trophies that will be remembered forever? So Red Bull definitely need to sort something out. I'm not a Perez hater. I kind of like him a lot. His attitude off track, but the attitude off track doesn't really justify your on track performances, because all the team that wants is performance, and if you aren't not able to perform, the teams will not like to have you in your team. That's simple. Perez, I think his last podium was China, if I'm not wrong. At the start of the season, he was absolutely flying. P2, P3, P2, P3 everywhere. And we thought, yeah, if Max DNFs, Perez is there winning. Then there was a race in Australia where Max DNF, but yeah, we can say Australia is not a great track for Checo, it's fine. But then from China, he has been nowhere. I think he finished 5th in Miami. Then the places got lower and lower and lower. And in the past few races, Sergio Perez's form has been so bad that he has been even finishing out of points. And a stat is that Nico Hulkenberg in the last 4 races has scored more points than Sergio Perez. Nico Hulkenberg, for your information, you all know that, but is driving a Haas. And Sergio Perez is driving a championship winning machinery, that is Red Bull. So that's not the performance that Red Bull expect from Checo, and let's hope he picks up the form, or else we all know there are a lot of drivers waiting in the Red Bull factory. Red Bull, I think, is the team with the strongest young driver lineup, like the young driver program. It has the likes of Hadjar and the likes of Lawson and so many more drivers. So Red Bull won't be wasting the time behind a driver like Perez, who is absolutely giving them nothing rather than some few $1 million losses in the cost cap era because of him crashing out. So Perez definitely needs to sort out his form as soon as possible, or else his race seat is gone very soon. We all know Red Bull is quite ruthless with its driver transfers. We saw with Gasly and Albon and Kvyat and Verstappen, and with Sainz I think in the past as well. They don't take they don't think they don't think twice before firing out drivers. So if Perez is not performing, he's gone. That's as simple as that, as simple as it gets. If Perez doesn't perform in the upcoming weekends, I think Belgium is a great opportunity. If Perez performs in Belgium, he's safe, but if he continues his same form as is at the moment, I think it might be game over for Perez as the season break ends. As we see 5 minutes left in the qualifying session, cars are out on track, but as I said, it rained in the meantime between the red flags duration, so the track might be very damp at the moment and we might not see some improvements in the lap time. Still, yeah, let's see. There are 5 minutes left if the sun comes out or something like that. But I don't expect the lap times to get any faster from here. Let's see Joe's first sector. First sector Joe, oh my god. He is 2.5 tenths slower than Bottas in P15. So the track is definitely a lot more better than it was at the ending stages of Q1. Let's see what George Russell can do. He is currently at the end of sector 1. No. 1.5 seconds slower than Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, the track definitely not at the quickest. So I don't expect the lap times to improve from here. And I think the drivers that will be knocked out are Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou and Hülkenberg. Russell, it's still very damp, as George Russell on the radio says that it's very damp, and the radio suggests the lap time as well. As you can see on your screens, the sector times, there are no green sector times at the moment. The green ones are like from the last laps, but see Russell, see Bottas, see Albon, see Zhou, they are all on yellow sectors, so the track is not in the best condition at the moment. So yeah, I think the drivers that are knocked out are Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou and Hülkenberg. And Perez will be starting P15 because the man, the myth, the legend, I don't know what he's doing, what he's eating every race. Like, I don't like to slander Perez at all. I'm one of those few persons who hope that Perez at least does well and keeps his seat for at least a year or two. But his performances are not doing any good to him at the moment, should be said. Yeah, an important factor to note here is that the DRS is also disabled. So the probability of drivers improving the lap times is almost next to nothing because DRS is almost worth around 2 or 2.5 tenths around this lap. So it's quite difficult to improve the lap time here. Russell is setting some purple mini sectors and some green mini sectors, so the track is ramping up. Russell sets his personal best sector 2 of the race, so yeah, the track is definitely getting faster. Let's see if we can get out of the bottom 10 here at the moment. Rounding out the penultimate corner and the final corner. Here is George Russell and beautiful aerial shot here on camera. Russell sets the fastest final sector and moves up into P10. So yeah, definitely the track is ramping up here, but I would say it's not enough time to set multiple laps. Maybe a final flying lap here from the drivers and the teams, but I would say a single warm-up lap won't be enough because of the cooler conditions. The tires might need a double warm-up lap or even a push-pull-push so that the drivers can get the maximum out of the tires. Drivers, as I said, currently in the relegation zone are Bottas, Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou and Hülkenberg. The only driver who has improved his lap time since the restart is George Russell. As we begin the final minute of this qualifying session, all the drivers except Perez, Ocon, and Gasly are on the track at the moment. As Stroll, who is in P17, starts his flying lap. Let's see what he can do here. Stroll through the turn 1. DRS is disabled, as we all know that. Heavy braking zone, one of the two heavy zones of this track. Into turn 1. The car is having grip but is not on the rails. Turn 2, the second and the final DRS zone of the track, currently disabled. Turn 3, the left-hander. The tires scream for mercy in this left-hander as the Stroll has some movement. Turn 4, a quick right-hander, almost flat in this modern Formula 1 cars. Uphill into turn 5. You all need full commitment into turn 6. And turn 7, possibly the hardest corner on track. Try to avoid the curves or else you spin out like Leclerc in practice. Turn 7, turn 8, the chicane, quite bumpy here with the curbs, so try to avoid the curbs as much as possible. Through turn 8 and 9 and 10. This section is the most crucial section of the lap as the drivers need to nail every part of the lap, and through 11 and 12. And the final sector, just 3 braking zones here, long turns through the right hander and the left hander and right hander as Max Verstappen improves in lap time and sets an exactly identical lap to Lewis Hamilton. Here's Lance Stroll through the final corner. Let's see if he can improve his lap time. Stroll round to the final corner and moves up into P4. So yeah, the track definitely ramped up and Bottas is into the bottom 5 unfortunately. Yuki Tsunoda is the driver who is at risk, but the drivers in the bottom 5 are improving their laps. Hulkenberg as Daniel Ricciardo goes quickest. Wow, where did Daniel find his lap time? That's quite stellar from Daniel. Alex Albon improves and moves up into P5. Hulkenberg is out of danger, moves up into P6. Tsunoda is out of into P8, and the driver at risk is George Russell. Russell is at risk. Oh no! George Russell is here at risk. Zhou Guanyu improves his lap time, moves up into P16. Valtteri Bottas knocked out George Russell. George Russell is out of qualifying. Russell, who had pole here on this track 2 years earlier, is now knocked out in qualifying. Kevin Magnussen improves his lap time, moves up to 15th place, and Sergio Perez is knocked out. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's end of qualifying one and a shocking end to qualifying one I didn't expect. I was saying it's not enough time for the track to ramp up. The lap times might not improve, but here you are. The two big contenders from the two big teams, Perez and Russell, are knocked out in Q1, and both the Alpines, as I highlighted, who are P11 and P13, were not out on track and have been knocked out. That's the bottom 5 we all didn't expect, I would say. I will say Sergio Perez was expected, to be honest, but yeah. Ocon, Gasly, Zhou, Russell and Perez are the drivers who are knocked out. Zhou I thought would perform much better, but yeah, nonetheless he's out of the session. Sergio Perez, who we all know, crashed at the beginning of the session, and George Russell, who set his lap time in wet conditions, but as soon as the track dried up, he was unable to set the lap and is knocked out. Zhou Guanyu and Ocon and Gasly are the drivers who are knocked out. So Q1 is done, and Daniel Ricciardo, of all people, is fastest. Yes, you heard it right. Is fastest in Q1, and it will be said advantage Ricciardo over Perez. For reference of you guys, as I said, and Logan Sargent makes it out of Q1. That's a great achievement from Sargent, who is looking to save his seat, which is almost lost, we all know, but still looking for some miracle there. Logan Sargent. Sergio Perez, I think it's a Russell radio. Yeah, Russell apologizing to his team that it was his mistake that he was not able to get out of the bottom 5. But looking at the timing screens, I just saw that Lando Norris was 13th. Oh my god, he was at the cusp of relegation. If the cameraman's cam zoom on, go along. So yeah, as I was saying, Lando Norris, who is the favorite still for pole position, if 3 other drivers might have improved the lap times, he would have been out of qualifying session, which would have been quite a misery for McLaren. But as we say, all is well that ends well, and Lando Norris makes it through to Q2. But Daniel Ricciardo, as I said, advantage Ricciardo, because Sergio Perez has been washed. Sorry Checo, I don't like to say it, but you have been completely washed in the final few races. Even not making out of Q1 and being out qualified by Logan Sargent in probably the second fastest machinery. is not what we expect. Let's agree you are not in a great form, and the drivers, like, see, if the drivers are out of form, they are like uh half a second slower than his teammate. But at the moment, Perez is 8 seconds slower. But we all know the Formula One is so competitive nowadays that even a tenth or two cost drivers like a lot of positions. As we can see, the gap between Norris and Russell between Q1 and Q2 is almost a tenth. So as I said, a tenth is covering the top three as well. So Formula One has got a lot close. So none driver and no of the team can afford these out of form weekends, because if you're not there in your best, if you're not performing up to your best level, there will be some other driver or other team who are ready to pounce and take up your positions, which is the case for Sergio Perez. We all know, yeah, Russell radio here. Yeah, Russell is saying the team that why did we put enough fuel so that we can stay out on track for the whole of the session. If you guys might have tuned in a bit earlier, Russell came on the track, did two fast laps, and went to the pit. So yeah, that's definitely a strategic error from the Mercedes team, not putting fueling George Russell for enough laps. But yeah, Russell is knocked out of qualifying, and it is what it is. As here we see the track domination between Ricardo and Russell. Ricardo almost quicker in all the parts of the track, bar the straight lines where Russell was quicker. But we all know Russell has been knocked out. But yeah, back to the topic of Ricardo and Perez. As I said, Sergio Perez has been absolutely washed. Daniel Ricciardo is not performing to his absolute maximum level, as here we see the lap time comparison between Hamilton and Verstappen, who set exactly identical same lap times in Q1. Hamilton 4 tenths faster than Verstappen in sector 1, Verstappen 2.5 tenths faster in sector 2, and a tenth and a half faster in sector 3, matching them on in terms of the lap times. But as I was saying, Ricardo, we all know, is favored a bit by the Red Bull team. They have been showing that support to Ricardo, that yeah, he is doing some great laps and we are definitely looking forward. So if Ricardo can keep up this great form in the next 3-4 races, I don't see a mid-season swap coming at Red Bull. But if Ricardo keeps up this form for the next races of few, he definitely has the best shot as a Red Bull team. We all know Liam Lawson won't be directly in the main team, because it's not sensible to promote a driver from Formula 2 directly into the main Red Bull team. Yuki Tsunoda is not the favorite driver from AlphaTauri, RB, because we all know about the stories of his inconsistency and being a bit more childish in the car, taking intuitive decisions. So Yuki Tsunoda is out of the running as well. Isaac Hadjar is a great candidate, but I think he would like fill in the he will be driving for AlphaTauri rather than RB, rather than driving for the main Red Bull team. So I will say the main candidate for that Red Bull seat is Daniel Ricciardo. So yeah, I would like to you guys even to share your predictions. Will it be Ricciardo or Perez in the Red Bull seat for 2025? I know the Red Bull has signed a 2-year, yeah, it's a 2-year contract with Sergio Perez. But we all know the history of Red Bull and contracts, don't we? The Red Bull contracts are made to be broken. As Crofty said, records are there to be broken, said Michael Schumacher. So the contracts are said to be broken, said the Red Bull boss Christian Horner. He didn't say it, but I am just saying it. So Red Bull don't even hesitate a bit to break a driver's contract if he's not performing best. We all know the story of Kvyat being demoted and Verstappen being promoted. We all know the mid-season drama of Albon and Gasly being swapped multiple times. So yeah, Red Bull are not shy of breaking the contracts very soon. We all know Nick De Vries last season was kicked even before the summer break, and Ricciardo was given the position. So if Ricciardo performs, which he is at the moment, if Perez underperforms, I might not be shocked if Perez is even kicked out of the Red Bull family. Ricciardo moves up into the Red Bull team, and Liam Lawson might step up into the RB team. So yeah, it's a discussion for another day. Let's focus back onto the qualifying session. The session is now underway, and Carlos Sainz is the first and only driver to be set out on track. I would say the teams are waiting for the track to ramp up, because we all know the track is still not at the quickest, and is quite damp, so the team are waiting for like a 2-3 minutes before sending out the drivers. In Q1, as I said, the drivers knocked out are Perez, Russell, Zhou, Ocon, and Gasly. Perez, we all know, crashed out in turn 6. No, it's turn 7, sorry, turn 9. And George Russell, who was quite quick, who looked quite quick in qualifying session, but was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and is out of qualifying. Joe Guano, who is a bit of track specialist around Hungaroring, is knocked out. Is a shock to me. And the Alpines, who are absolutely washed this weekend, are in P19 and P20th. As here, Carlos Sainz is on a quick lap, and as the other drivers roll out on the track. Let's see what lap time Carlos does here. I would say mid 1 minute 17 or will be a great lap at the moment from Carlos. Purple sector 1 and purple sector 2, it has to be because he's the only driver on track at the moment. Going purple everywhere on track is Carlos Sainz. Let's see what lap time he can do here. Rounding out the final corner, Carlos Sainz, DRS open, 1 minute 17.0. Yeah, I said it's a great lap. Not the best lap to be expected, but I will say it's a great lap from Carlos here. And let's see what the others can do. As the track will definitely ramp up if it doesn't rain throughout the weekend. So it will be the driver who sets the lap time last will be in the best conditions. Yeah, what I was saying is the driver who sets the lap in the last moments will have the advantage over the others, because we all know as the track is in a drying phase, so with every passing second the grip level on the track keeps on increasing, and so does the tire grip, which in turn is a beneficial for lap time. So yeah, I don't be shocked if the lap times go into the mid 1 minute 16s here. As here we see Lewis Hamilton on a fast lap at the moment, and it's purple sector 1, a tenth and a half faster than Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen is doing some great sector times here. Let's see what lap time he can do. Max Verstappen through the final few corners of the first sector. I would be quite interested to see his lap time. 3 tenths faster than Lewis Hamilton. Here is Max Verstappen into sector 1. Lewis Hamilton 26.9 in sector 2. Again 4 tenths faster than Carlos Sainz. Let's see what Max can do in sector 2 here. So yeah, as I said, the track is definitely ramping up here, and the lap times are getting faster and faster. Lewis Hamilton 26.9 in sector 2, Max Verstappen 26.7. So yeah, the Red Bull is definitely much more quicker in this part of qualifying. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line and is 5 tenths faster than Carlos Sainz at the moment. Max Verstappen will be the next one to cross the line, who is currently absolutely flying on track. Fastest in sector 1, fastest in sector 2 by a country mile, setting every sector to be a purple sector, and goes fastest by 7 tenths of a second. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. That's a lap from Max Verstappen. What a brilliant lap. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2, purple sector 3. Dang it. Fastest lap from Max Verstappen. In the meantime, thank you very much everyone who have tuned into the live stream. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all the good stuff. It really helps and motivates me a lot. As Oscar Piastri at the moment sets the fastest sector 2 of the race. So yeah, the McLarens starting to be alive. We all know the McLarens are not that great in the first and second part of qualifying, but they generally perform quite well in the third part of qualifying, as Oscar Piastri moves up into P2, Lance Stroll is P3. So yeah, quite great lap from Max Verstappen there. But Oscar Piastri sets a good lap, 15 milliseconds slower than Max Verstappen. What about Lando Norris here? Let's keep an eye on his first sector. Matching his teammate Oscar Piastri in the first sector, just 7 milliseconds slower. Let's see what he can do in the second and third sector. As here, Fernando Alonso moves up into P3 and moves out ahead of Fernando Alonso. moves ahead of Lance Stroll, as here we see the face of a very dejected Sergio Perez. He knows that he needs to perform or else his race set is gone, as Lando Norris is not setting purple sectors but is like setting lap times very close to the fastest times. Charles Leclerc also in the green sector times as well, as Lando Norris coming on the final corner. Let's see what lap time he can do. Charles Leclerc 4 tenths slower than Max Verstappen in the first two sectors. Lando Norris moves up into P4, lost a lot of time in the sectors 2 and 3, was matching Piastri in sector 1, but yeah, Oscar Piastri is still second fastest. Let's see what lap time Leclerc does here, as Carlos Sainz sets the fastest first sector of the race. Charles Leclerc rounds out the final corner and moves up into P5, 6 tenths slower than Max Verstappen. So Verstappen and Piastri are kind of in a league of their own, league of their own at the moment. Fernando Alonso P3, Lando Norris P4, Charles Leclerc P5, Stroll 6, Hamilton 7, Magnussen, Tsunoda and Sainz are the top 10. Carlos Sainz seems to win a good lap here. As I said, you guys, as soon as the session time elapses, the track will get faster and faster because of the drying conditions. Carlos Sainz, after the first two sectors, is half a tenth slower than Max Verstappen, rounding out this long two final few corners, which are very painful on the tires. So the drivers usually around this track will try to keep up their the tire performance for the last sector, which is the most demanding sector for tires, as Carlos Sainz improves his lap time and moves up to P3, a tenth slower than Max Verstappen. So I will say, yeah, that's it. The first laps are done for the session, and it's Max Verstappen who is quickest of all. Piastri is P2, Sainz P3, followed by Alonso, Norris, Leclerc, Stroll, Hamilton, Magnussen, and Tsunoda. The drivers who are currently in the bottom 5 are Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Hülkenberg, and Ricciardo, who for some reason hasn't set a lap time yet. So don't know what the reason is, but yeah, 6 minutes left into qualifying 2 session, and the first flying lap for qualifying 2 is done. Charles Leclerc is 6th, Sainz is 3rd. So I will say Ferrari has not absolutely washed this weekend, like washed in terms of Ferrari is not getting on the podium. At the start of the season, we all know Ferrari were on the podium in almost all the races, and but since Canada, then it was Hungary, Austria, Great Britain. That triple header was not much favorable for the Scarlet team, where I think the lowest scorer from the top 4 teams, that is Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari, they scored the least amount of points. So yeah, Ferrari, this track, thank you for the subscription there, whoever subscribed. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. As I was saying, this track has similar characteristics to Monaco. We all know it has slow speed corners, medium speed corners. So yeah, it is a great track that suits the Ferrari's characteristics. So Ferrari were expected to be quick this weekend, and so they are. Carlos Sainz within a tenth of Max Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc is running P6. So not absolutely bad, not absolutely good there for the Scarlet team. Fernando Alonso, who is P4, great job there from the Spaniard. We all know has been out qualified from Lance Stroll in the past few races, but I hope he finds his groove this weekend and is able to perform the performances we all expect from the mighty Fernando Alonso. Yeah, 5 minutes left to this qualifying session. Drivers into the relegation zone at the moment are Tsunoda, Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Hülkenberg, and Ricciardo. So yeah, Ricciardo, for no reason, I don't know why, I will try to confirm, hasn't set a lap time yet. Thank you to the all 10 viewers who have tuned in. I think it's the peak amount of viewers we are having this session. It really means a lot to me. I will try to bring out amazing content to you guys as much as possible. So be sure to like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And as we see, Lewis Hamilton being prepared to be out on track. Hamilton currently sits in P8, is not in a safe zone and needs to find, I will say, approximately 4 to 5 tenths, because 7 tenths lower than Max Verstappen. I think there's more in that Mercedes car. We all know the Mercedes is quite quick this weekend. Let's see what lap time they can do. Nico Hülkenberg, and the projected knockout time from AWS is 1 minute 16.3. So all the drivers below Charles Leclerc, including Charles Leclerc, are currently at danger. So I will say Verstappen, Piastri, and Sainz are safe, but the rest of the drivers should be out on track to improve the lap times, as there is an absolute gaggle of cars trying to get out of the pit lane, all fighting for the track position, because we all know track position is key around any qualifying session, as all the drivers will try to avoid traffic, and also they will try to be at the front of the pack. Because see, imagine you are running in first position of at the head of the track and the tail of the track, and imagine the guy in the sixth place has crashed, which means the guy people below sixth place and lower will not be able to set the lap times. So yeah, all the drivers trying to be as much as front as possible. As here we see Nico Hülkenberg trying to swoop his way past into the fast lane. Charles Leclerc replay. Ooh, that was a close pit exit from Charles Leclerc, almost touching the wall there, but no damage done there. 2.5 minutes left in the practice session, and Lewis Hamilton heads the pack. As I said, the pack leader has a huge advantage over the rest of the people. As anything happens behind him, he doesn't even care, because he has already set his lap time and is out at front. So yeah, 2.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. The drivers in the Hülkenberg radio. Yeah, 2 minutes left into this qualifying session, and still Nico Hülkenberg is into the pits. So yeah, not great signs there for the Haas team, as Lewis Hamilton starts his flying lap and Max Verstappen exits the pits. So yeah, let's see what Max can do here. And Lewis, most importantly, needs to improve his lap time because he's currently at risk. Let's see what he does here. Green sectors but no purple sectors being seen. Sector 1 lap time, let's see what he can do. 27.8, 2 slower than Max Verstappen. Where's the Mercedes pace gone? Come on, where's the Mercedes pace? Mercedes were absolutely flying in the first part of qualifying session, were even second quickest, just 3 thousandths behind Daniel Ricciardo, and now they are two or more tenths lower than Max Verstappen here. So not great signs here for the Mercedes team. Lewis Hamilton, not even a personal best in sector 2. So I think there's something wrong with the car definitely. 5 tenths slower than Hamilton, 5 tenths slower than Max Verstappen. Here is Lewis Hamilton. He definitely needs to improve his time to the final sectors, or he is definitely knocked out. Let's see what Lewis Hamilton can do here, as Lance Stroll is on a good lap as well. We'll keep an eye on his lap times as well. So Lance Stroll Lewis Hamilton crosses the line and improves only to 6th fastest. I don't think that should be at the edge of getting into Q2. Here we see Lance Stroll improves his lap time, moves up into P4. Great lap there from Lance Stroll and is surely safe. Alex Albon is currently on a good lap. Let's see what lap time he can do here. Alex Albon crosses the line and moves up into P9. So Hamilton should take a sigh of relief now. Currently sitting P7. The drivers behind him are improving the lap time, but not by much. Charles Leclerc is on a great lap. Is just few thousandths slower than Max Verstappen in the first two sectors. Fernando Alonso is setting a good lap time as well. So Lewis Hamilton drops down to P8 and now drops down to P9. So Hamilton definitely is at the cusp of elimination here, as Charles Leclerc crosses the line and goes P4, a 10 slower than Max Verstappen, as Lando Norris sets the fastest sector to by a country mile. So yeah, Lando Norris is absolutely flying here at the moment. Fernando Alonso currently running P6 is mostly safe, I will say, and yeah, improves his time but not his position. And Lando Norris here is on a brilliant lap. It's a 1 minute 15.5, 2.5 tenths faster than Max Verstappen. Yuki Tsunoda can spoil the Hamilton party here. Ricciardo is currently P8, Hamilton P9. Let's see what Tsunoda can do here. Tsunoda improves his lap time and moves up into P10. And Lewis Hamilton is into the pits. So the drivers in P13, 14 and 15 are improving the lap times, and Lewis Hamilton is not. So Hamilton at danger. Come on, no, don't improve. Please. Hamilton is at the cusp of elimination here. If the drivers behind him improve the lap time. The first one to cross the line is Bottas, who is P11. So Hamilton is safe. Let's see what Hülkenberg can do here. Bottas crosses the lap time, is slower than Lewis Hamilton. Hülkenberg is P11. Hamilton is safe. Let's see what Magnussen can do. Magnussen stays 15th, and Hamilton at the cusp from the barest of all margin by 10 milliseconds. Yes, you heard it right, from 10 milliseconds. Lewis Hamilton makes it out of Q3. Oh my. Those were absolutely tense moments for me as a Lewis fan, to be honest. all is well that ends well. If Lewis will have been out of Q2, I will definitely have stopped commentating because it would have been an absolute heartbreak for me. But yeah, Hamilton is the luckiest driver I will say on the grid at the moment because Hülkenberg, Bottas, and Magnussen, all three of them were on great lap times. But yeah, still Lewis Hamilton is able to be in the top 10, which is quite great. As here we see, oh, that was a mistake from Lewis Hamilton that cost him around a tenth or two in the middle sector. But yeah, all good for Lewis Hamilton. Qualifying 2 is done. The drivers knocked out are Hülkenberg, Bottas, Albon, Sargent, and Magnussen. And fastest of all, Lando Norris by 2.5 tenths. In the meantime, between the break of Q1 and Q2 and Q3, thank you very much everyone who have tuned in. Your support really means the whole world to me. Please don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And yeah, Hülkenberg knocked out of Q2 here. And Dan Ricciardo, more crucially, as I was discussing, for his Red Bull future, for his Red Bull seat, is into Q3. So, great performance there from the Honey Badger Bottas radio. Just a second. Yeah, Bottas saying that's all I got as he finishes the qualifying session in P12. But yeah, back to Ricciardo. As I was saying, we all know that Red Bull seat is mostly empty. Perez is signed, but his performances in the past few races after he has signed his contract have been quite literally awful. And when I say awful, it's absolutely terrifying. In the last 6 races, Sergio Perez has been knocked out in Q1 4 times and has been out qualified by Logan Sargent 7 times this season. Yeah, 7 out of 13 times this season he has been out qualified by Logan Sargent, and I think 12 or 13 10 times by Alex Albon, 8 or 9 times by Alex Albon. So absolutely dreadful there from Sergio Perez, and his seat is definitely at risk. And as I was discussing in the Q1 stream, who are the contenders? Let's discuss them one by one. To be honest, there are 4 contenders. The topmost contender at the moment is said to be Daniel Ricciardo. We all know Red Bull have faith in that man. We all know he was out of Formula 1 at the end of 2021, yeah. But Red Bull saw something in that man. He was the reserve driver for Red Bull in 2023. They saw something in the Silverstone testing, and they brought him into Formula 1 last season by absolutely kicking. Yeah, when I say kicking, they absolutely terminated Nick De Vries' contract and brought Ricciardo into Formula 1 because they trust that guy, right? They have been saying for the last few races that yeah, we trust Daniel, and the sources also say that. So Daniel is the prime contender for the Red Bull seat, but the main problem is he's inconsistent, right? If you go back to Miami, it was an absolutely stellar performance from Ricciardo. If he might have continued the performance till this weekend, I'm sure he would have been in a Red Bull this weekend rather than being in an RB. But the main reason and the main drawback should be said of Ricciardo is his inconsistency. So that what puts him a little bit behind in the Red Bull race run of Sergio Perez. Next up, we have Yuki Tsunoda. We all know has been a Red Bull junior for quite some time. I think he's in Formula 1 for the past 4 seasons, so is experienced, has a proven track record, has performed, and so just an update, Q3 will begin in 2 minutes time, Q3 is underway. But as I was saying, Yuki Tsunoda, proven track record, has done quite good in the RB this season. We all know the start of the season was absolutely washing Daniel Ricciardo, but yeah, the main drawback with Ricciardo the main drawback with Tsunoda to be said is his lack of maturity. Yeah, to be a Red Bull driver, you need to be calm, cool-headed, consistent, and composed. But Yuki Tsunoda has speed, but doesn't has the calmness, the consistency, the coolness. So we all know from Bahrain that Ricciardo was given team orders and Tsunoda did not follow them. Ricciardo was given team orders and he did not follow. So Yuki absolutely dive-bombed Ricciardo and almost crashed into him at the end of the first race. So yeah, Tsunoda is not a prime option for the Red Bull seat here. The other 2 options, to be honest, the other third option I will say at the end of the list. The third option is Liam Lawson, but I will believe Red Bull won't directly put Liam Lawson into the Red Bull seat. It will be quite a big jump for Liam Lawson, who technically is out of Formula 1 for the past 2 seasons, has been on the cusp and directly into the Red Bull. I would say is a big jump, and I don't see it coming. And the fourth option is Isaac Haja, who is the current Formula 2 championship leader. Not happening, I will say. Red Bull won't put a driver directly from Formula 2 into Formula 1's Red Bull team. So the fifth option is not very likely, but still it is possible, is Carlos Sainz. We all know Carlos Sainz is out of contract at the end of this season. Has been performed, yeah. As Nando Lores said in the live chat, I was not seeing the live chat, that Hamilton is definitely lucky. But yeah, as I was discussing about Sainz, he's out of the race at the end of the season, and the main options for Sainz have been said are Williams, Stake, that is to be Audi, and who the other team is, I don't remember exactly. Alpine. So all the three teams are currently at the bottom of the pile, and I will believe that Carlos won't like to be a part of the team who are not at even scoring for points. So we all know in Ferrari he has won multiple races, has been on podium for multiple times, so he'll be looking for a great race seat, and Red Bull has one race seat, which they are in search for a great consistent driver. And I will say, out of all the free agents this season, Carlos is the best fit. But the main issue with Carlos, as Q3 is underway, but let's discuss a minute for Carlos Sainz. The main issue with Carlos Sainz is that he and Max, when they were teammates at Toro Rosso back in 2015, I think, they didn't go quite well and had some clashes because of some off-track reasons. So Red Bull will not like to defocus Max here, because he is the one who is carrying the team at the moment. So they would like to put a driver alongside Max who is not challenging Max, but who is like being the rear gunner for Max. So yeah, that's quite a big headache that Red Bull have for the first driver here. First driver is definitely Max. So yeah, do share in the live chat, who do you think will be the teammate for Max Verstappen next season? Will Perez keep his race seat, or will some other driver be Max's teammate? I would like to listen your thoughts in the live chat. And here, that's interesting. Rain expected in 5 minutes time. So yeah, that's quite interesting to see. So all the drivers and teams would like to set the lap times as soon as possible. So if it rains, they have at least a benchmark lap set, because we all know if it rains, it's all over for qualifying. So yeah, as all the drivers, except Stroll and Ricciardo, are out on track here. So yeah, let's see what those drivers can do. 10 minutes left to this qualifying session, and the driver who is heading the pack is Max Verstappen. Yeah, Max Verstappen running up the final corner here. Fernando Alonso, second run could be affected by rain. This could be the one. Okay. So the teams are quite confident that the second run could well and truly be affected by rain. So this is what it is. I would say, we all know the important part of qualifying is the final part, but I would say this is what it is. Interesting to see on the screen. You can see Verstappen set a 26.3 for the final sector. So I think Verstappen did a fast final sector so that he can warm up his tires. But yeah, focusing on Verstappen. In the meantime, please don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's focus on the racing. 27.5 for Verstappen first sector, 27.4 for Piastri. Advantage Verstappen at the moment. Let's see what lap times Leclerc, Hamilton and the ones behind can do. Hamilton, some few permanent sectors here and there, but nothing quite spectacular. As Carlos Sainz 27.7, still everyone is quite slower than Verstappen. Hamilton at 26.6, half a tenth slower than Max Verstappen. I want to see Norris's lap time. It is the one which interests me a lot. Verstappen 26.6 in the middle sector. Norris matches Hamilton. Where is Norris? He's still completing his first sector. Where is Norris? I don't see Norris's lap time. Don't know why, but yeah. Verstappen crosses the line, sets a lap time of 1 minute 15.555. Oscar Piastri, the next to cross the line, sets a lap time of 1 minute 15.863. So it's advantage Verstappen at the moment. Let's see what the others behind can do. Carlos Sainz crosses the line, moves up into P3, is quite a long way behind Max Verstappen here. Lewis Hamilton will be the next one to cross the line. Has had some good 2 sectors. Let's see what he can do here. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line, moves up into P3. Hamilton goes third fastest. Still, no one is able to challenge Max Verstappen here. Let's see what Leclerc can do here. He's on a great lap. Charles Leclerc crosses the line and moves up into P3 now. Replaces Hamilton. Lando Norris, to be noted, is on a great lap. Sector 1 was matching Verstappen. Sector 2 is absolutely quick. 3 tenths faster than Max Verstappen in the middle sector for Lando Norris. Fernando Alonso moves up into P5. Lando Norris 3 tenths faster than Max Verstappen in the middle sector. Let's see what he can do in the final sector here. As I said, McLaren are absolutely rapid this weekend. First sector, he matched Verstappen. Second sector, 3 tenths quicker than Verstappen. Let's see what he can do in the final sector. As Lando Norris rounds off the final corner and goes to pole. Lando Norris moves up to provisional pole, a lap time of 1 minute 15.227. Lando Norris back on provisional pole here, and rain to be expected in the second part. So I think this might be the pole for Lando Norris, unless it doesn't rain and Max Verstappen can spoil his party. Lance Stroll, the only driver who hasn't set a lap time yet. Let's see what he can do. And the rain has started to fall here at Budapest. Lance Stroll crosses the line, moves up into P8. Yeah, so rain has started here at the Hungarian. So I think this might be it for qualifying. Still, I won't say this is it, but yeah, if it rains, I don't think Max Verstappen will be able to beat Lando Norris's lap time, at least in the wets. So yeah, let's see. Rain expected in 1 minute time, as the teams here rush to change the tires as soon as possible, because we all know that it should rain sooner rather than later. As here we see Oscar Piastri's lap. Oh, that was a mistake from Piastri into turn 1, which cost him at least a 10th or a 2. So yeah, but a point to be noted here is the gap between the first and third position is 6 tenths of a second. 6 tenths, the top 3. We don't expect to see this nowadays in Formula 1, don't we? Yeah. Lando Norris 3.5 tenths faster than Max Verstappen, who is another 3 tenths faster than Oscar Piastri at the end of first rounds of qualifying. As here we see Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri out on track. Lando Norris, who is currently coming into the pits, and a lot of drivers are already leaving the pits, because we all know these laps are quite critical because the rain might arrive anytime soon. So yeah, all the drivers rushing out on the track at the moment. In the meantime, thank you very much everyone who tuned in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps and motivates me a lot. So yeah, your every subscription really matters to me a lot. So yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button, click that like button, so this stream reaches to as many people as possible. 5 minutes left into this qualifying session. Has it started raining? Let me check. No, it's not raining currently at the moment. 5 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Oscar Piastri, Hamilton and Carlos Sainz and even Max Verstappen are the 3 drivers who are currently out on track at the moment and are looking to challenge Lando Norris for pole position. Here goes Oscar Piastri and starts his flying lap. So Lando Norris currently holds the provisional pole position. Will it be Max Verstappen who will be looking for his 5th pole this season, or will it be Oscar Piastri who will be looking forward to getting his first pole in Formula 1, or will it be Charles Leclerc who will be trying to get pole position after Monaco, or will it be Lewis Hamilton who has record-breaking 8 poles here at the Hungaroring, as Oscar Piastri sets the fastest first sector of the race. Lewis Hamilton almost matches Oscar Piastri, so the battle is on. The battle is on for pole position if it doesn't rain in the next half a minute, because Oscar Piastri at the moment is absolutely flying. Carlos Sainz goes even faster than Oscar Piastri, a tenth faster than Piastri in the first sector. So yeah, the lap time stumbling here at the moment. Let's see what Max Verstappen goes faster than Carlos Sainz now. So it's purple sectors, left, right, and center at the moment on track. Oscar Piastri through sector 2, matching Lando Norris, not going much quicker. Let's see what he has in the bag for the final sector. Oscar Piastri running out the final corner, onto the throttle, DRS open, and crosses the line, does a lap time of 1 minute 15.249. Is not able to beat his teammate but moves on to the front row. Let's see what Carlos Sainz can do. Is currently on a great lap here. Is Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen is the one to look as well. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line, improves his lap time but doesn't improve his position. Carlos Sainz moves up into P4. Was good in the first sector but lost time in the second and the third sector. Here is Max Verstappen, the man looking to chase for this pole position for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Crosses the line, doesn't improve. It's P3 for Max Verstappen. Yellow flag in sector 2. Yellow flag sector 2. What's happened? I think it's Yuki Tsunoda has crashed. Tsunoda has crashed. I think it should be red flag. Red flag, red flag. And it's a red flag. Red flag as Max Verstappen just about crossed his line and moved up into P3. Yuki Tsunoda says he's okay, but it's a red flag and we have 2 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock. So will it be enough is the question here. Will it be enough for the teams to be able to get out of the pits, do a out lap, do a flying laps? I don't think it is enough, but yeah, it would be interesting to see. Yuki Tsunoda has crashed and brought out the red flag. We have 2 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock. A typical outlap around Hungary is somewhat around 1 minute 35. So there's still time, but there's definitely not enough time for everyone to come out and set the lap time. Here we see through turn 3 and 4, Yuki Tsunoda. Oh no! Oh, that's a hefty crash. That's quite an hefty crash. Yuki Tsunoda running wide at the exit of turn 4, caught some grass and his car got launched on the curb and into the barriers goes Yuki Tsunoda. Thank you very much everyone who have tuned in. We have had 500 views in this live stream and only 3 likes, so that's not a good ratio to be honest. So thank you very much everyone who have tuned in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps and motivates me a lot. It's red flag in qualifying at the moment, as I said. 2 minutes 12 seconds left on the clock. I think it's just about enough time for the teams, few drivers, not all drivers, few drivers to come out on track, set a lap time and take pole position. But the main question is, do the teams have the tires to do it? Because we all know there's a fixed set of allocation given to the teams regarding the tires, the number of tires they have, and it is expected that the race is gonna be a two-stopper. So will the dreams and drivers would like to ruin a set of soft tire if it does not give huge amount of dividends is the main question here. So yeah, 2 minutes 13 seconds left in qualifying. I think the bottom half like the likes of Alonso, Stroll, soon Ricardo might try to come out and improve the lap time, but I will say it's not possible for others to, it's not quite logical for others to come out and waste a set of soft tires to gain a position or two. Thank you for the likes everyone. We have improved 2 likes. Yeah, it really means a lot. But as I said, 2 minutes 13 left on the clock. Max Verstappen improved his lap time, was 46 milliseconds slower than Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri was the one who improved his lap time as well, was 22 milliseconds slower than Norris. So there's definitely some speed in those cars as well. So yeah, I hope the session just resumes and we at least see a top 10 shootout for pole again. It will be quite impressive to see. But the main thing I hope is, oh, Norris video. Okay, so as I was saying, Lando Norris is already out of his pit box and into the pit lane. So yeah, as we're going to discuss the same point as well, the main thing here will be 2 minutes 10 seconds are enough to complete a outlap around Hungaroring, but they are not enough for every driver to complete an outlap around the Hungaroring. So yeah, the drivers who will be at the start of the pit lane will have the highest probability of getting the pole position rather than, and the drivers who are, I will say, at the who will be the last driver will not be able to cross the pit lane. The will not be. Oh man, come on. Oh no, Max Verstappen is out. Max Verstappen is out of the session. Max Verstappen steps out of the car. I don't know what the issue is because when we saw the replay of Max Verstappen at the end of his first run in qualifying, he was punching the steering wheel in anger. So might be an engine issue or maybe a gearbox issue for Max Verstappen. Not sure about it, but Max Verstappen is definitely not taking part in qualifying session anymore. So the one contender, the major contender for pole position is now out, and I will say the fight for pole should now be between the two McLarens of Norris and Piastri. Lewis Hamilton also has a chance, but I will say the McLarens and the Red Bulls, especially Max, are in a league of their own at the moment. As still there is no official confirmation from the FIA or as of when the qualifying session is going to resume. There has been some confirmation that it is going to resume. So yeah, let's see how much time it takes for the qualifying to resume. 2 minutes 12 seconds on the clock. Lando Norris is the first driver in the queue at the moment. Then it's Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri, the second, third. So do share your predictions in the live chat. Who do you think will be on pole and the front row and all that predictions? I would absolutely love to see your people's predictions in the live chat. Right. 1 minute to go until this qualifying session resumes. So the big news is Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso will not be taking part in the further qualifying session because the teams have said that there's no point in taking part because it has technically started raining, so you won't be able to improve your lap times in this heavy rain. And Lando Norris is at the front of the pack and Oscar Piastri is P3. So the engineer said them on the radio that don't try to block anyone quite harshly. That means they have been ordered to block few drivers to quite a little extent because we all know McLaren are currently at the front row. So they would like to keep their front row safe from the likes of Hamilton, Sainz and Leclerc. So they have been given the orders to control the pace of the pack and to back them up as much as possible. As the pit light should go green in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the pit lane is now open and the drivers should start rolling on the track anytime soon. Two minutes left in this session. So, but the main thing is, will the drivers will be able to cross the finishing line and be able to start a final flying lap? I don't think it's possible because the first driver in the queue is Lando Norris, who definitely would like not to start a lap because he's on pole. The second driver is Lewis Hamilton, who will try and look to complete an outlap as soon as possible so that he gets a lap in and is able to challenge at least for the front row. Well, let's see, 1 minute 33 seconds left, and Lando Norris leads the pack. Lewis Hamilton P2, Piastri P3, followed by Ricciardo, Stroll, Leclerc, and Sainz. 1 minute 20 seconds left in the session, and Lando Norris is currently going around sector 1. So, and I think it started raining as well. So, don't think anything improving the lap time from here is possible. But yes, let's see, can Lewis or any other driver can do it. Oh, there Lewis Hamilton dips his wheel into the mud, but all good and keeps on the road. So 50 seconds left until the checkered flag. Lewis Hamilton currently running through sector 2 and at the start of sector 3. So yeah, I think Hamilton might get his lap in. Piastri might get his lap in, but the likes of Stroll, Sainz and Leclerc might need to squabble quite a bit to be able to get the lap times as Lando Norris crosses the line and starts his final flying lap of the session. Lewis Hamilton is the next one to cross the line. Let's see, is there any improvement or not? Here's Lando Norris. DRS open, not improving. We can see on your screen in the minute sectors that it shows yellow. So the track is definitely much more better than a few minutes earlier. Lewis Hamilton a little green minute sector, the second green minute sector. So yeah, Hamilton definitely finding some pace there. Let's see what he can do. Lando Norris, he finishes the final sector 4 tenths slower than his personal best. So yeah, not much improvement there. As Lance Stroll sets the purple mini sector, not the sector but a mini sector though. So I don't think the lap times are gonna improve here. Does anyone take the flag? No. All the drivers are able to start the lap. Leclerc, Stroll, Ricciardo and all those. Carlos Sainz goes in the pit. So yeah, Carlos Sainz qualifying is done and is currently in 4th position unless anyone else improves the lap time, which I don't see anyone apart from Daniel Ricciardo, who sets a green first sector. No one else is improving the lap times here, and I think this might be it. This might be the pole position for Lando Norris unless there's some shocker from Ricciardo who sets an absolute monster of a lap. Ricciardo first sector 27.8, second sector 27.0. So yeah, Daniel is definitely finding some pace in the RB as Lando Norris pulls into the pits. Let's see what Hamilton does. I think he's in the pits as well. No, Hamilton crosses the line, does not improve his position here. But I think Ricciardo might be on a good lap here. Let's see what he does. As where's Ricciardo on the minimap? I don't see him. Ricciardo crosses the line and moves up into P9. What's happening? Yeah, Ricciardo crosses the line, moves up into P9. Quite a long way behind Stroll, Alonso and all those guys, but still improves the position here. And Lando Norris has pole position for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oscar Piastri, who is 22 milliseconds behind him, makes it McLaren 1-2. Max Verstappen was absolutely disappointed at the end of qualifying session and the reason is he knew that that was the lap that counted and he won't be able to improve his lap time any further. Is P3. So the top three for qualifying are Norris, Piastri, and Max Verstappen. So that's pole position for Lando Norris. And I don't know if the guy named Nando Loris is watching the stream. He predicted at the start of the stream that a cheeky little McLaren 1-2 in qualifying is coming. So yeah, well done, mate. If you're watching the stream or if you ever watch that stream in the future, well done. Your predictions have been true, and it's a McLaren frontal lockout. Nando Loris predicting Lando Norris to be on pole position. Great predictions there. Thank you for all the support. I mean, the support was okayish. We just got 6 likes and 0 subscribers. Where I'm commentating. Yesterday I did not even commentate a bit. Just kept the live timing on and I got like 10 subscribers. So don't know what you people are expecting, but if you will be able to share in the live chat that what you guys expect from in the live stream, my commentary is bad or the track number or something like this is bad, I will quite appreciate it so that I can improve this in the further videos, because I don't absolutely get it what's happening at the moment. But yeah, anyways, Lando Norris is on pole for the Hungarian Grand Prix. His teammate Oscar Piastri makes it a McLaren front row lockout for the first time this season, followed by Max Verstappen in P3. Then we have Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton rounding out the top 5. Then we have Leclerc, Alonso. It's Lando Norris who takes pole position for the Hungarian Grand Prix 2024. His teammate Oscar Piastri is in P2. Max Verstappen P3. So it's Lando Norris who takes pole position for the Hungarian Grand Prix. His teammate Oscar Piastri makes it a McLaren front row lockout for the first time this season. Max Verstappen, who didn't take part in the second part of oh my god, sorry, my mic crashed there. But yeah, as I was saying, Lando Norris is on pole for the Hungarian Grand Prix. His teammate Oscar Piastri starts alongside him on the front row for the first time this season. It's a McLaren front row lockout. Max Verstappen is P3, didn't take part in the second part of Q3 because technically no one except Daniel Ricciardo improved the lap time. So yeah, Verstappen is P3, Carlos Sainz is P4, and Lewis Hamilton rounds out the top 5. Then we have Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso out qualifying Lance Stroll in P8. Then we have Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda rounding out the top 10. Then we have in the bottom half Nico Hülkenberg, Valtteri Bottas, Alex Albon, Logan Sargent, Kevin Magnussen. In the bottom 5, we have two surprising names: Sergio Perez P16, George Russell P17. Sergio Perez, we all know, crashed in Q1, and Yuki Tsunoda crashed out after setting a lap in Q3 there. So yeah, George Russell P17, Zhou Guanyu P18, and it's a Alpine last row lockout with Esteban Ocon in P19, and Pierre Gasly is P20. So that's it for qualifying. Thank you very much everyone for all your support. It really means a lot to me. 600 views and 10 watch hours is still quite insane and really means a lot. So yeah, be sure to tune in for for the main race tomorrow, as well as I will be commentating for the main race as well. And in the meantime, please do share in the live chat that what changes do you want in my commentary. Do I speak too fast, too slow, too loud, too out of the point, because it will really help me to improve the quality of the live stream. So yeah, thank you very much for all the support, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the qualifying for the main race of the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's a McLaren front row lockout and Max Verstappen is starting P3. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for all the support to all the stream. It's Lando Norris, so starting the race from pole position, Oscar Piastri P2 and Max Verstappen P3. So tomorrow's race is definitely going to be an exciting one. So be sure to tune in for 6 p.m. IST, and it makes it 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. BST for the Hungarian Grand Prix, along with the live data and commentary. So yeah, thank you very much for all the support. Lando Norris is on pole, and I hope to see you. And it's Lando Norris on pole. His teammate Oscar Piastri alongside him. Max Verstappen starting P3. See you all guys tomorrow for the race of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Have a great day ahead.
course the car is good in the race, and at least we can follow them and see what we can do there.
It is very close, a lot closer than we have seen in previous years. Are you enjoying having this battle with other teams joining you for the battle for pole position?
I love competition, but I would like to be on top of the competition. And at the moment, I feel like we are chasing and having a few more difficult weekends. But I don't back out of the fight. But yeah, we just a bit of a tricky situation, I guess.
It's a long race tomorrow. It's going to be a hot race tomorrow. It's hard to overtake here. Do you feel you've got the car underneath you to move forward?
Let's see. I mean, the last few races, I think, especially McLaren has been really, really good in the race. Even compared to the qualifying. So, of course, today was a lot colder than expected, I guess, with the clouds and a bit of the rain. Tomorrow is going to be quite a different day, and I just hope that will help us.
Great.
Sixth place. Lance Stroll improves to P4.